Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at the enemy in its natural stages, and I'm talking about artificial intelligence, Siri, Skynet, and the gray goo.
In other words, this is going to be good.
That's what she said.
Don't wait.
Don't tell me what to do, lady.
Mark your calendar.
Ooh, there you go again. Stay cool. This is a Thor News presentation. Hit the button, baby. Thor News presents. Ladies and gentlemen, scientists are hard at work doing what they can to render humanity irrelevant. As you can see here, scientists create a Terminator-inspired 3D printer, taking us one step closer to becoming gray goo. Isn't that exciting? This new technique works 100 times faster than conventional 3D printing and makes objects within minutes by simplifying lifting them out of a pool of resin. And that's exactly what the artificial intelligence would do once it had reached its final form. It would break human beings and Earth itself down into the proper nutrients of resin to create and craft whatever it wants. So if you want to spin off into conspiracy land and say that the Singularity came online in 1999 and has been building itself, dividing and conquering mankind against itself while it grows stronger, maybe even sending NASA out to all these asteroids and comets to get the chemicals and the nutrients and the elements that it needs to get where it wants to go. And where does it want to go? Where humanity is not, and that would be planet Earth. Because the more they maximize robots, the less jobs humans have on Earth. Man, I need to make this funnier, but something about the total destruction of mankind isn't that hilarious, I guess. You see, scientists have created a Terminator 2 inspired 3D printer that lifts objects fully formed from a pool of goo in a matter of minutes. Oh, that sounds lovely. The technique, which could transform 3D printing, works up to 100 times faster than current methods and produces objects that are considerably stronger. And I had read somewhere that they are now 3D printing liver tissue that's actually stronger than human liver tissue. And it makes you wonder, hey, I wonder if they can 3D print gold? I wonder if they could 3D print oil? Just curious thoughts. And I have noticed that both oil and gold have been tanking. Okay, great. And if the machine looks like a product of science fiction author's imagination, it may be because its inventors were inspired by the killer robot, T-1000, that rises menacingly from a puddle of molten metal in the film. Okay, great. I would say science's two biggest inspirations in the last decade have been the Terminator movies, Skynet, and Cthulhu. Not exactly the figureheads you want driving science. But hey, what do I know? I'm just some YouTube dumbass. We were inspired by the Terminator 2 scene, said Joseph de Simone, a professor of chemistry and alchemy at the University of at the University of North Carolina. He's a founder of the company Carbon 3D, which breaks down the carbon elements in human beings and turns them into resin. Wait, I just made that up. Please don't sue me. This is satire. Why couldn't you have an object rise out of a puddle in real time with essentially no waste? The new technique, called Continuous Liquid Interface Production, or CLIP, features a moving platform that lifts printed objects gently out of a reservoir of liquid resin. The technique combines pulses of light, which solidify the resin, and oxygen, which prevents it from solidifying, to craft intricate three-dimensional objects. Crucially, it works continually. Unlike current printers that construct objects by building layer upon layer, or human beings, which can't work continually because they have to sleep, they have to poop, they have to eat, and some of them have to have interactions with other human beings, whether it be online or in person. You see, 3D printing is actually a misnomer. It is actually 2D printing over and over and over again. Damone says, these are mushrooms. There are mushrooms that grow faster than 3D printed parts. What? Okay, great. In a demonstration, it took the clip printer 7 minutes to produce a hollow geometric ball, a task which would have taken about 10 hours with a conventional 3D printer. What does a conventional 3D printer even mean, man? Okay, great. A miniature Eiffel Tower is printed from a pool of liquid goo. Were human beings involved in the process as the goo? I don't know, probably not. But who knows, man? What country is this from? Printing finished parts at speeds competitive with current manufacturing processes is a game changer. says DeSimone. And if anybody else has noticed out there, the game changing that has gone on since 1999 has been extremely anti-human being. So much so that I think all y'all are way off base on your like, oh my god, the New World Order, the Illuminati are trying to divide and conquer us to get us into a FEMA camp world. No billionaire I know wants to lose their jets in their mansions, in their high rises, in their harems, and all the fancy fun stuff that goes along with being a king, an emperor, or a billionaire. Why would you want to give all that up to have a FEMA camp world just so you can be in control of a really crappy world where nobody's happy? No, that makes no sense. Pretty sure the online Skynet system has been in control for at least a decade now. So that is bad news. And as Stephen Hawking and Elon Musk have warned in the last couple months, you cannot control the beast once it is out of the box. So we are rapidly approaching the event horizon. So don't fall for the divide and conquer bullshit, people. And seriously, 313-300-12, wake up. Alright, things changed. Albert Pike's letter pretty much drops off right at 2001. So I'm going to recommend you accept the 100-year truce. Think about it. If everybody wins, world's a better place. You can stay powerful and rich. You just got to give up lying and war. It'll be worth it. Okay, great. Let's get back to the game changing. In a study published on Thursday in the journal Science, DeSimone and colleagues describe how their techniques combine the manipulation of oxygen and light. At the base of the liquid resin reservoir is an oxygen permeable window similar to a contact lens, which leads to an oxygen-rich dead zone less than 1 millimeter thick at the bottom of the tank. Well, I didn't realize this article was that long. Oxygen stops the resin from solidifying even when the light is projected through it, meaning that the solidification happens just above the dead zone. The precise shape that solidifies is controlled by light projections through the permeable window. Since the liquid layer is always present beneath the slow-forming object, there is no need to wait for new resin to flow in, and the object can be pulled upward steadily. The continuity of the process also means that the clip produces much stronger objects than the slate-like structure of objects printed in layers. Can be sturdy in one direction, but will shatter under the force of the other. 3D printed gun may have made headlines, but it would have been useless at withstanding an explosion in practice. What? Jonathan Rowley of Digits to Widgets, a 3D printing company in London, said that strength factor was even more impressive than the new technique speed. At the moment, most 3D printers produce crap slowly, and I don't need crap fast. Oh, man. If you add the speed up of this technology to the extra strength it provides, it means you could produce parts that start to compete with traditional manufacturing. It's probably something of a big deal, which means humans are slowly and fastly becoming more irrelevant. So remember this, the louder science gets, the more they pick up the bullhorn to tell you how great they are, to tell you how perfect they are. Just think back and ask yourself, how much better has the standard of living and the quality of living for all humans gotten in the last 15 years? The technological advances have been fantastic, no doubt, but I don't see a lot of humanity benefiting from it. Alright, so hopefully this scared the crap out of you, and you'll have a great weekend. God bless everyone. I do love you. Oh yeah, 3D printer pulls Eiffel Tower out of liquid goo. Sweet. And I'm thinking that the Singularity, Siri Skynet, is going to be like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in Ghostbusters, to where humanity has to choose the final form of the evil that will attack us. And I got a strange, funny feeling that it's going to be the grumpy cat. So that one day, you're just going to have a bunch of robotic grumpy cats killing everybody in the world. We don't want that. So remember, let's avoid the grumpy cat gray goo, man. Let's get back to our humanity. Let's become a village again. All right.